Welcome back, everybody. Matt the Matt here. Hope you're doing well. The 2020s are going to be defined as one thing and one thing only when it comes to movies. Well, it can be defined by a lot of things, but it can be defined by the politically correct, woke agenda in Hollywood. That will probably be a major one. But the main thing that 2020s will be looked at in years to come is the legacy, long-awaited sequel. Now, I've done a podcast, or I'm working on a podcast, talking about all the movies in the 2020s, and even ones that are in development or in the works that are long-awaited or legacy sequels that we've gotten. And like I said, we've seen some in the 2018s. 2019 is really when you started to see more of it, like Terminator, Dark Fate. The beginning of 2020, the very beginning of 2020, with Bad Boys for Life. That was 17 years since the Bad Boys 2. And since the 2020s, there's been nothing but long-awaited legacy sequels. Most of them missed, some of them hit. But we are not done, my friends. We are not done. We are not done. Because Arnold himself, the Terminator himself, Conan himself, the Barbarian, and the Destroyer, has come out and said, we are shooting Conan the Destroyer, King Conan. You know the ending to Conan the Destroyer, where I am sitting on the throne, old, with my beard, with the crown on my head, Conan. We couldn't do that in the 80s, because I was not old yet. I was still in my prime. But now, I'm in my 70s, and it's time to do King Conan. Nowadays, everybody wants a legacy sequel. And I've already done Terminator enough. Terminator Dark Fate was my last one. But now, I can do King Conan, the movie we've all been waiting for since the 80s. And now, it's time. I told you, I'll be back. I'm back. And we're also getting Christopher McQuarrie, who is the director for the last 4 Mission Impossibles, Rogue Nation, Fallout, Dead Reckoning, Final Reckoning. He's also been the only person in the Tom Cruise corner in Hollywood. He wrote Valkyrie. He wrote and directed Jack Reacher, the first one. He wrote Edge of Tomorrow, Tom Cruise. He wrote Top Gun Maverick, Tom Cruise. And like I said, all the recent Mission Impossible movies. Christopher McQuarrie, director, writer, starring Tom Cruise. And I like the director. He's a good director. I didn't like the last Mission Impossible movie, but if you look at the action, if you look at just the action in these Mission Impossible movies, recent ones, by McQuarrie, you go, I want to see him do a Conan movie. Yes. Or you even look at Top Gun Maverick, where he wrote the script, you go, yeah. Still one of the best legacy sequels we've gotten. And now he's doing Conan. That's good. That's really good. Now I don't know who else is going to be in this Conan movie. And we're going to shoot it in 2027. So it'll probably be out in 2028. Trying to do Arnold. Right, sucks. And it's going to be interesting who they cast around Arnold. I mean, you think about right now, who are the guys, or women, if you want to be politically correct, who are the guys that you would put in this movie? Because you know you gotta get the tough of the tough. A lot of people say Alan Rickson, Reacher, yeah, I can see him. Dave Bautista, I can see him. You get Henry Cavill in here, The Witcher, Superman. Yeah. Some people think, you see, I would say Jason Momoa, but he did that Conan movie, that remake, in the early 2010s. But who knows, maybe they'll say no, let's get Jason Momoa. But he can't play the Aquaman type. He has to be more serious, like he was in that Conan movie. Which would be actually a great, so you would get him. I also think they should get the redhead guy from Game of Thrones. He was also in Fast and Furious. He was just in the Henry Cavill movie, In the Gray. He's a huge motherfucker. He would fit well in the Conan universe. A lot of people said The Rock. If they got The Rock, I would want him to be, he can't be The Rock. He would have to be, like Jason Momoa, serious. I think that would actually be a nice touch. And here's why. Back in 2004, when we got that movie, The Rundown, that was The Rock's, really his first, I'm here, I'm staying, with Sean William Scott. If you remember at the very beginning of that movie, The Rock goes into a bar. This is not a joke. It's in the movie. The Rock goes into a bar, and the guy who's coming out of the bar is Arnold. And he just looked at him and says, good luck. It was almost like a passing of the torch. At that time, Arnold was going to become governor of California. It'd be cool to see The Rock come back and be in a movie with Arnold in that full circle moment. So yeah, you can get Gina Carano in here. And you do want to put some female women in here. Maybe even some of those people from that Vikings show. One of the Skarsgårds. You can get Alexander Skarsgård in here. He would be great. Look at what he did with the Northman. That other blonde chick, I forget her name. She was also in Vikings. She would be good. I don't know. I'll be interested to see what they do. They even get Stephen Lang in here. Stephen Lang. He would be good as a villain. And there is a possibility, people. No joke. I could see in some shape or form Tom Cruise. He's been working with Christopher McQuarrie for now over a decade. Maybe a small possibility that Tom Cruise shows up in this movie. Now, I don't know if they want to do that. This must be an Arnold movie. Bringing in Tom Cruise. That's up a whole nother level. But can you imagine Tom Cruise as the villain? That would be interesting. He would have to get jacked up. But I don't know. We'll see. What do you think about King Conan? You think anyone actually wants to see a Conan movie? It's been since the 80s. That's what we said about Top Gun, and look what Top Gun did. You think Christopher McQuarrie is the right choice? And who would you want to see in the Conan movie? Cavill, Batista, Richardson, Skarsgård, the redhead from Game of Thrones, The Rock. Let me know in the comments below. Gina Carano. I don't know. You tell me. Matt the Matt. Hit that subscribe.